Hey, welcome to the virtual campground. We are so glad
Hi.
you are here. I am pumped. I feel a little bit like Oprah Winfrey today.
Do you?
I do.
Because
You get a car. You get a
win
car.
prizes. Yes, exactly.
No cars. No cars. We're not giving away any cars. But
No cars, no mortgages.
we do have some cool
Yeah, we have
things
some
to
fun
give
stuff.
away.
Yes.
And we're so excited to be back on live. It has been a long time.
It has. And you know why it's been a long time?
I do, but I'm going to play along. Why has it been a long time?
Because you keep being out of town.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. My schedule's been somewhat crazy.
Yes.
So we are back and excited to be with you. As you can tell, we're not in the RV. We are in my sainted mother-in-law's house, and
Sainted because she puts up with him.
in the Dallas area, and but we
Garland, to be
Garland.
specific.
Yeah, specific. Well, I don't know how specific we want to be.
Garland.
You know, who's listening to this?
But I grew up here.
We just came in from Caddo Lake State Park.
Yes.
Beautiful state park.
Oh my gosh, it was.
So
I was not expecting that. I know you'd been there before, but I had not. Very atmospheric state park. You can really kind of tell it's on the border of Louisiana and Texas.
Yeah, yes, and it's very swampy looking. It's interesting.
Yes.
This is a photo of that my business partner
lake.
David took of the lake, and it's interesting. The Texas side of the lake is very swampy looking. The Louisiana side of the lake is just like a normal lake.
Oh.
But yeah, we stayed on the Texas side, and it was just really gorgeous.
But we didn't see any alligators.
No alligators.
Even though they said there are some there.
No.
But we didn't see them. We did eat some, but we didn't.
Oh, yeah, we had alligator sausage.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
And then we hung out with some friends.
That was here. We got here.
Yeah, we got here.
We got here on
last night.
Sunday, and then last night was Monday, and we went and hung out with some of our Camp Carpe Diem friends.
Yep.
And others, but we were really excited to get together with everybody. It's always kind of fun when you're able to all line up your routines so that you all are kind of in the same area. So it was kind of funny that we were all within at least 60 miles. And then today we saw that that Mark and
Mark and
Alouette were in the area, and we did not know it, so they could have met us too, but that's a bummer.
Yeah, if only we had an app that would help us let people know where
we are.
Sorry,
maybe
hoppers.
we should just announce it, right?
Yeah, really.
Marcia is now hitting Jeff in the shoulder, and Jeff is annoyed at me again. And I didn't do it that time because we keep teasing with Jeff about an app that would share.
One day.
Let me ask the people in the audience, would you like an app where you could tell people that you wanted to know where you're going to be over the next couple months?
Yeah. With some
informal poll.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with privacy constraints. Anyway, but why are we here in Garland? We are here in Garland because it's Thanksgiving week.
Woohoo!
And so we are here to eat turkey.
Yes, we eat turkey, see family, and just chill out for a bit, and before we're back to work.
Yeah, because we'll be here through Christmas. We're really here for about a month. Big Al goes in for her annual checkup.
Yep.
So do you.
We all have our doctor's appointments. So it's been it's going to be a little crazy. We kept thinking that that December would be kind of a time to rest and recharge, but it's packed. Every minute is packed. So
because and y'all probably do the same thing. We made a list of the things that need to get done specifically for Big Al, and then doctor's appointments and different things we need to get done. And once you really put those out, you're like, oh my gosh, we are jam-packed busy, plus to see friends and family.
Right. And Johnny Lightning, I've got to go back to Detroit mid-December sometime. So
the week of the 5th.
Is it the week of the 5th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if she says it, it's true. So
and this time, if he comes to see you, get a picture.
Oh yeah, we need to do a picture. I just got slapped on the hand for not doing that. So, so it's going to be a busy month, but we are here tonight to have fun.
Yes, we are.
Give away some prizes.
Yes.
Talk about some celebrations, and so let's
get started.
busy.
All right.
Yep.
Hi, Charlie. It's nice to see you.
Yeah,
haven't seen you in a
Charlie,
while.
it's great to see you.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have some things to celebrate. People have told us about, and so we want to celebrate the folks in our group. And anything you guys have, please put in the chat if I don't mention it. But first and foremost, I want everybody to know I'm placed first, tied for first in our fantasy team. I, who have never played fantasy football.
We don't have that much time, so let's move on.
Did you want to hear where Barry is placed? But I am in the tie for number 1. So, yay. So also want to let you know Dottie and Will, who we met at Camp Carpe Diem.
Yep.
Dottie and Will are celebrating their second nomadiversary next week on December 2nd. So congratulations to them. Nancy Reagan just celebrated her father's 98th birthday.
Wow.
Isn't that special?
That's incredible.
She got to hear some really great stories about when he was younger, so that was really cool.
Very cool.
And Susan Postlewaite, I think this is how you pronounce your last name. She just bought a Class B van. They were out at the Albuquerque Balloon Festival, and I guess they finally just gave in. And so they have now bought their Class B. They've had it for a month, and she loves it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, it gives you so much flexibility. Class Bs are fantastic from that perspective.
Oh, RV on the Wayside. Well, I'm glad Charlie Grace sent you. Thank you for stopping by, even if you can't stay for very long. So, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Charlie Grace, for
we appreciate
putting
it.
the word out there.
Fat Man as well. Fat Matt as well. Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, and then this is something I'm exceedingly excited about.
What is that?
We have a new member of the virtual campground.
That's right.
Who is actually going to help us in the virtual campground on the admin side, in the Facebook groups and doing some other stuff. But you'll see Morgan Harefield is her name.
Yep.
Here she is with her delightful family.
Yes.
And she'll be helping us out, and you'll see her name popping up. So make sure to say hi to her and chat with her, and then she'll be helping me behind the scenes get some stuff ready and done, so that hopefully we can bring you guys more content and bring you more things as we're doing it. But Morgan and Seth and Camden and Levi are the Harefields, and we met them out at Gutted. I know y'all heard us talk about Gutted before.
Well,
we met them. We became fast friends.
Friends, trial by fire kind of thing. It was crazy.
Yes, it was a crazy few days, and more on that, I guess, another time. But the four of us really bonded in many ways.
No. Yeah, it was crazy.
When you work hard with another one, she absolutely proves she has a very strong work ethic.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So
her and Seth both are incredible.
I'd never seen two people work so hard. So
yeah, we're excited to have Morgan is part of the team, and that's going to take some load off of you and help us get some more information out there to help you become better RVers. Help us all become better RVers.
Yeah, because Morgan and Seth are full-timers as well, and Seth is very handy mechanically.
Yeah.
And Morgan is just an astonishing woman. So I think that they're going to be a great addition. So that's awesome.
Awesome.
Look, we have somebody coming to us from North Carolina, from the Asheville area, it looks like.
Oh my gosh.
One of our favorite areas.
Asheville, George, we're heading your direction.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, Brevard, Asheville.
We're looking for campgrounds in the Brevard area. If you have any suggestions,
Asheville,
please
George,
let us know.
We may need to touch base with you.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right. So also I wanted to do a quick reminder, and I have it in the show notes as well. I sent this out, and I think in the last 2 letters, but that Techno RV has their Black Friday sale still going on. The private one that you're not supposed to know about. Yeah. And so, but you have to use the link for the private sale to get the special pricing. But I don't know how much further it's going to go on. I didn't get the end date on it. But so I just wanted everybody to remember that that's going on.
Where can they find that link?
In the show notes.
In the show notes. Okay. Link in the show notes.
Yep.
We never really had, speaking of Camp Carpe Diem, which you didn't really speak of.
I mentioned it.
We never really did wrap that up, did we?
Well, if you were part of our Facebook Live group, a couple weeks ago we had a Facebook Live, and so we did talk about it some there, and we are going to talk about it more. Thank you for mentioning that. We are going to talk about more. We had a great download with the Pishness, and we're going to be bringing you some highlights of that conversation and pictures and video of Camp Carpe Diem, so you can see all the fun we had, so you will know you want to be there next year.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty incredible. Big
hint here, there is going to be a next year.
That's why we need to talk to you, George.
We hope so anyway. That is the plan. Okay. It has to be open like in October. Asheville, George. So.
All right. So, any other celebrations? Or
I think that is it. My question of today is, where are you spending Thanksgiving? And
Good
is
move.
it in your rig?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Are you out somewhere on, adventuring, or are you back home with family and friends, or where are you
Or both in the
celebrating? Or
RV, but
both,
back
yeah.
home with friends.
That's right, exactly. Could be all the above.
It could be. It could be.
No, I didn't
No.
know. Charlie, we should probably get back together. It's been
Yeah.
a little while since we've talked about lives and how to do them. So let's get together.
Yes.
All right. So ready for
Yeah.
ready
So
for news?
today, oh yes, we're gonna have news. I forgot. We have news today. We were going today. What we're talking about is the RV community giving away prizes. So
mhm.
we've already mentioned that.
Lots of prizes.
Lots of prize, lots. And so yeah, so great. Let's go on to the news.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome to Deborah's News.
So the first thing is, it was really interesting. I saw this bar chart and just, love bar
I
charts.
love bar charts.
So I wanted to share with everybody. But I thought this was fun because it says that boating and fishing and RVing were the two largest contributors to the outdoor recreation economy last year. So that had the biggest change. The other ones had small changes and even some downturns. But RVing is absolutely, as we all know, up. It's the second largest conventional activity nationally. And do you know the two largest states contributing to that? Doesn't tell you on that bar chart.
Texas.
Texas is one of them. Yes,
Of course.
1.7 billion. And
California.
Indiana. Yeah. Which we're going to Indiana in May, so I guess we'll find out why. So
Interesting.
didn't know that about Indiana. So yeah, that's awesome. So and then let's see. The next thing that I want to share with you guys is, if you domicile in South Dakota, they have been, I guess, sending out notifications to folks that are on the Affordable Care Act, or I don't know what you call that, health.
It used to be Obamacare.
Yeah,
and,
the Affordable
Care. Yeah.
Act. That and they want you to prove residency, so they're asking for
wow.
utility bills. So we're
wow.
going to, we actually are in conversation with someone about RV insurance that we're going to interview and bring that information to folks in the new year to talk a little bit more about domiciling. That was a topic that came up a lot when we were at Gutted and having panel conversations with people. So I thought that would be a great topic to talk about in 2022 as well. And then I wanted to share this really cool, but probably not in my price range idea. But your whole reason to have an awning, of course, is to block yourself from all the sun. So that makes so much sense if somebody has finally thought, okay, let's put some solar panels on the awnings.
Looks like the awning would weigh 1 billion pounds.
It says it really doesn't. So people say.
Yeah.
But Exponent Power, which is a U.S.-based company, they have now debuted this first solar RV awning. It gives you about 2,000 watts of power, which is enough to really do
Pretty
most
decent.
RV air conditioners. And it is expensive, but of course it includes installation at $10,000. Which you probably should, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
But so hopefully that, I think it's a great first idea from someone that hopefully somebody can continue to improve and bring it down in price.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's a great place because a lot of times the roof doesn't really have enough room to do all the solar that you want it to do. So an awning would be a great addition.
Yeah, and by the way, the concept of running your air conditioners on solar, that's really a marketing myth. You just have to have so many batteries in order to do that. So I doubt that's reality, but it is a cool concept. Be fun to see that come through and get, like you said, more accessible to us folks that don't want to spend $1 billion on an awning.
Because you assume that means it's pretty foldable and 'cause
Oh,
it's
yeah,
going
it
to have
has
to
to be,
roll
right.
up and stuff.
Yeah.
So at the very least, maybe something about those pieces can be a little bit more
Maybe we can get one to test.
accessible. Oh yeah, good idea. And then it's interesting. We've talked before about how crowded the campgrounds are getting. I know we are experiencing it for Florida, which I understand Florida is an anomaly in the
Oh
states.
my gosh, yeah.
But it is kind of nuts. But it was interesting news this last week that New York announced that the 2022 camping season is going to be shortened by 4 weeks. So I thought that was kind of funny. And in reality of how many people are trying to camp, and the fact that camping has gotten tougher. But they're actually, some of their state parks are going to open and close, open later, close earlier.
Really?
So they're going to be cutting out about 4 weeks, 28 days
Wow.
of camping season. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then my next story is, I've brought this up before. I brought this up last year at this time.
Yeah.
And I just wanted
That's
to
weird.
report back that this family, this found family, is still celebrating Thanksgiving together. If you were there last year with us, or have heard this story, apparently this lady had texted this young man thinking it was her grandson to say, Thanksgiving dinner's at 2:00 tomorrow, dear. And he responded back and said, who is this? And she said, Grandma. And they come to find out, of course, it wasn't his grandmother. And he teased and said, well, can I come by? And she said, of course, that's what grandmothers do. We feed people. So he has been coming to her house for Thanksgiving dinner for now. This is the 6th year.
That's incredible.
Isn't that fun?
That's awesome.
So she's expanded her family.
That's awesome.
I think that is great fun.
Yeah.
And then the final story of the news, this is peanut butter and jelly.
No,
And they were the
it's
two turkeys. They were the two
So
turkeys
confusing.
pardoned
Oh.
for Thanksgiving.
And they named them.
And they named them peanut butter and jelly, which I think is hysterically funny. And so this is my first trivia question of the day. Who was the first president to pardon the turkeys for Thanksgiving?
I think it was George Washington, the first president.
The first president? I don't think so. It was much more recent than that.
Oh.
So yeah, y'all tell us in the chat if you know who the first president was that pardoned turkeys for Thanksgiving. So, we do have one more celebration to acknowledge.
Oh, yeah, we do. It's a big one, too.
It's a big one, yeah. So Cynthia is mentioning that she is in Breckenridge with her daughter, who happens to be our goddaughter,
Yep.
and her fiance.
Yeah.
They are newly engaged. So congratulations.
That's
so excited
exciting.
for you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear the details. So that's fun.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yay. Big round of applause. Okay, so should we give away a prize?
I think so.
I think I'm
it's
ready to give away a
time.
prize,
Yeah,
yes.
I think it's time. I
Okay.
think that's what the crowd wants.
That's what the crowd wants. All right, so here's what I did. We got all these entries, and so I put them into
Look at
a,
you.
you know, a stocking.
Stocking.
Yeah, Mary.
How
I think that's
festive.
Mary, but probably backwards, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
probably
so I put them into a randomizer and came up with 10 names. We have 7 prizes. So I put their names in here, and you get to draw a
are we
name.
drawing
And
for?
the first drawing we're going to do is for photography cards from Benton Downs.
Oh, those are lovely.
Those are lovely.
Now, these are cards that we had made for a show I did, and they're mostly European.
There's some Europe and some Plano. So
Okay.
we'll be sending you a lovely note cards that you can use to write. They're blank inside, so you can
Yeah.
use them to write just about anything. You could write them for congratulations for engagements or anything you would
And
like.
what I've been told is that they're 5x7. So I've been told they're too large because you have to write too much information on them.
That wasn't
So
really
my
necessary
next
to share.
cards, my next cards will be smaller, so you don't have to write as much. Or do what I do, just write really big in the middle of the whole card. Okay, the winner is Heather.
Heather
Roosley?
of Heather.Roosley or Heather of HeatherRoosley5.com. Or that's her email
Something
address.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Congratulations,
yes.
Heather.
Oh, I should have written. Well,
Oh,
y'all
yeah,
remember
we-
that for me because I
we
forgot
know
a
we-
pen to write.
Yeah.
Who won
We-
what?
we should-
Oops,
We should
okay.
have a pin.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
All
I'll
right. Well, we'll
remember that.
remember that with
Yeah.
our crystal memories.
Well, and we can always run the play again.
That's right.
Okay. So, Johnny, you were so smart. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indiana is where most of the RVs are, so that makes sense that they would contribute the most to the RV industry. So
That does make
probably sales and different things like
That's
that.
why we
So
have Johnny
absolutely.
on.
That's right. That's one of the many reasons Johnny's here. Okay. What's next?
Well,
Want to do
we've
our
got-
interview?
Yeah. So we many of you know the Damian Ross from Rootless Living magazine, and we've interviewed him. We interviewed him first about the whole COVID shutting down state campgrounds, and then we interviewed him about
Renovation.
something else, renovation. That's right, because he renovated his rig,
Hmm.
and then
And
and
now,
then he has come up with a new magazine that's really exciting. So we had him back on to talk about that. The magazine is called RV Today. And well, rather than me tell you about it, why don't we run the interview? How does that sound?
I think that sounds lovely.
Hey, Damon, welcome back to the virtual campground. So glad to see you again.
I'm glad to be back.
So we wanted to have you on because you have started an exciting new venture. But first, before we get into what you're doing, what you have had for quite a few years, and
What
we've
does
had you
everybody know
on.
you by?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Rootless Living. Tell us about Rootless Living.
Yeah, so when we decided to go full time in 2016 as kind of I will always say that I've enjoyed magazines. I immediately went out and grabbed, kind of the RV magazines. And once I started to find out that, something like 1 million people will classify themselves as full time while still working, I thought there would have to be a magazine about it. And I found out really quickly there wasn't. And it was just something that went in the back of my head even as early as 2017. And we had just gotten on the road. I was kind of a newbie, so it just seemed a little premature, even though I have a magazine background, to get into kind of the full-time nomad lifestyle. But in January of 2020, this isn't the January 2020, this is the most recent issue, we launched Rootless Living, both a print and digital, mostly digital, just because we're catering to full-time RVers, digital nomads. But we also are a print publication as well too that comes out 6 times a year. And we just finished issue 12, and we just finished designing issue 13, which comes out January 1st of this year. Super excited. And we launched an app too for
Yep.
the subscribers that want to read it digitally, and it just makes it
That
a
makes
lot
it
better to read it. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Rootless Living's been around for a while, focused on a
Yeah.
certain segment
Mhm.
of the RV population. Tell us a little bit about this new magazine that
Yep.
you've created,
RV
RV
Today.
Today.
Yeah, so you know what, the genesis for this is, or the concept of kind of the magazine is almost something from back when I was in my 20s. I published a couple magazine. I published a skateboard magazine at one time, and then a like city local kind of publication uh, within the area that I lived in for about 5 years. So I've always enjoyed publications, never did anything digital. But an idea that I had one time for a basketball magazine was to cover basketball from all aspects, from high school to pros, but it would be written by the players, not the coaches, not the front of staff, not, sponsors, not even like journalists. It would just literally be written by the players. And that was like the concept that I had, that I just, I couldn't get the magazine up and running back in whatever that was, 1996 or something. And then I thought, as I was doing Rootless Living and I'd be out talking to people, I mean, it's probably somewhere a high number is 5% of RV owners would consider themselves full time.
Mhm.
And then you start to say, okay, let's remove the full time retired, and let's say, okay, full time but still working, which is really, the classification of
Mhm.
being a digital nomad. And but what I did notice was, as a businessman, when I'm out in a park talking to people that own an RV, that everyone owns an RV that has the RV. It's very rare that I even ran into rentals. I just noticed that. And then I thought, you know what? Probably sometime, I want to say in early 2020, I was in the market for a generator. I probably won't mention the magazines, but I grabbed some magazines that, were RV or outdoor related. And I started just doing some like deep dives. And one thing I thought was really odd is probably the most popular generator at the time was the Harbor Freight Predator 3500. It's what people have. And I found it very odd that they weren't included in this generator comparison. And then it just dawned on me that a lot of these publications, probably the biggest, owned by Camping World, isn't selling the Predator 3500. So it makes sense that they wouldn't cover it. They're not selling it. I just really felt that a magazine, and obviously even content creators, I mean, I can touch on that a little too, because I see the same thing in that space. I feel like if you're going to do something like a comparison, that's really a benefit of your readers. You really should, list them all.
Mhm.
especially the most popular one, no matter what, if that's truly what you're trying to do. So it was just a combination of seeing that every magazine is owned by a dealership, an association, an agency, membership, campgrounds, even manufacturers have their own magazines, mostly digital. And I just thought, isn't there just a magazine that's just a magazine for RVer, by RVers, that has no other agenda, no Trojan horse. It's just a magazine. And there isn't. And so we decided, you know what? Why don't we do it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it. I love
yeah.
it. So will you do things like comparisons across all everything on products?
Yeah. So what's funny is I think the majority of the magazines have the product part like down. And for me, I don't think that's the biggest question that comes up for RVers. As I've just sat down and like studied RVers as I'm talking to them or interviewed them for the podcast, the thing that comes up the most is where to go. If I happen to say this is where I'm going, to like, where are you staying? If someone's like, hey, Damon, I remember you went to Utah. Where'd you go? And so the where is probably the most important. And then I would say that probably the secondary is the who. People like seeing, not the band, people like seeing people like seeing like themselves that they're out doing it. And I felt like one of the things that we've done really well with Rootless is being all inclusive, and so I felt like that needed to be kind of showcased too. And then I think the last part is the what, kind of the things that you need. I will say that RVers love looking at RVs, so that'll be part of what we do. Plus, we'll showcase any product that truly makes RVing better. But it's going to be other RVers that are telling us about that product that then we showcase, as opposed to the magazine saying, hey, here's the kind of the products we need to showcase. We are going to really reach out and partner, not only just with RV content creators, which was kind of the
Mhm.
genesis idea of the special edition, but also just people that are just their weekenders, their sometimers, snowbirds, full time, just hearing from them that don't create content, that just RV. We want to bring their stories in and be able to share what it is that they use, where they go, why they pick the RV they pick, things of that nature that we'll bring into the magazine.
Awesome. So that is really the difference then between Rootless Living and RV Today.
Mhm.
RV Today has a more broad audience because it is for any kind of RVer, as opposed to whereas Rootless Living is a little more geared towards the nomadic
Yeah.
full timer. Yes.
Yeah, and if I give you an example, in my RV park that I'm staying at right now, there's probably 100 RVs. I think, getting to know and talking to them or just seeing them, you can kind of get a vibe who's who kind of in this lifestyle. I would say that maybe 10 max are full-time RVers while working and traveling. And so that means as a business person, with a magazine, I've, basically removed 90% of my potential
Mm-hmm.
kind of clientele. And so this is filling that kind of need. Because I have had people that have said, oh, I wish this was for more like for when we're retired, or, we don't RV full time. And I was always like, it's coming. I've just got to get Rootless to really be
Great.
working kind of on its own without me. And then I can launch my second, but I actually have about 6 publications that I'll launch hopefully in the next
Oh
five or
my
6 years.
goodness.
But this is number two. Yeah.
I don't
You
know
don't
how
have
Because
you.
enough
what's
going
funny,
on.
Yeah.
yeah, what's crazy is magazines, you'll hear people say that the industry is dying.
Yeah.
I will agree that the industry is dying if it's news, because we've become a society that, even a tweet is old news. And so doing news in print or, on a scheduled basis is just impossible. I even tried to do it with a monthly city news magazine. 2007 was probably our last real issues, 2008. Social media wasn't even really picking up. People didn't even know how to attach
Mm-hmm.
a photo in an email. So those things weren't really working. But if you have an industry or a lifestyle that is growing and really popular, magazines still work great. And obviously, we've seen that in just 2 years of a super niche. I mean, RVing is a niche. Full-time RVing while working, that's a super niche. We've been very successful with a super niche. And we know that RV today is just going to blow. I mean, it's already really almost past what I've been able to do in 2 years with Rootless Living in a
Wow.
week
Oh
with
wow.
RV today.
Awesome.
That's,
That's
oh
awesome.
yeah, it's,
Because the special edition came out last week.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Hmm.
Right.
yeah.
And people can see the special edition. We'll have links down in the show notes,
Hmm.
but people can see the special edition now. and they can get their subscription, and it can be digital or print, right?
Yeah, digital, print, and then a digital and print. Just in case someone's like, you know what, I don't need digital, I would just want print only. You can
Mhm.
get that too as well. The special edition. This was a hard thing to kind of come up, but it was a misstep that I did with Rootless Living that I kind of learned was it's hard to sell something when you don't have anything. And so obviously I wanted to get an issue out that when people want to subscribe, they can, they're, at least it's being shared. They understand what's going on and being talked about. They're seeing a cover. Maybe people are sharing a couple of their stories. But ultimately, it's, I would call kind of a light issue in a way. Like it's not the full issue. There's a ton of stuff that we're going to bring into every issue that's not in this one because we had to do a segment where we had 50 plus RV content creators. That's normally not going to be in the issue, and so the normal kind of meat that goes where that is, we didn't have in this special edition. But at least it gives people an idea for just the look, the quality. And then the first issue comes out February of 2022.
On this
Yeah.
first edition, this special edition, what can you give us an example of a couple of examples of some of the content that's in there that people could expect?
Yeah, so this one was the idea was I know of content creators, and I know there are content creators that I think most people know about, like let's say just the top 5 channels. But there are a bunch of other really amazing content creators that are doing stuff in and around, this RV lifestyle that I think other people can really relate to that maybe aren't the most popular channels out there. So that was the first segment that we wanted to do is we just wanted to showcase people that are actually RVing, for a couple reasons. One, it helps get the word out about the magazine. Two, it helps people find people they can relate to. But then there's just a bunch of really cool tips and tricks that are in there. You're always going to find something. There will always be a takeaway. The one thing that's not in the first issue that we're really, in the special edition that will be in the first issue is we're going to be very regional in the sense of the where. And that was something we sat down and talked about as a team that sometimes you read these magazines and it's like this whole like what to do in the PNW and you're sitting in Florida and you have no plans to drive all the way across country. And so we immediately realized that if we're going to do where, we're going to do where right and really focus in on places, we want to make sure that we have someone that only wants to travel 100 miles no matter where you are, or if you really do want to do a cross country trip. And that'll be there in every issue. You will see basically, we'll break it up into 4 regions. 25% of our where will be in your neck of the woods, which I think is going to be really important to people to be able to find great places to go, especially in and around this climate where a lot of people are saying it's hard to find places to go.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I think, and again, back to your who your audience is. A lot of the folks that are not full time, they really only camp for weekends and pretty close to home. They might go for a big 3-week trip far away, but that's that once a year. Whereas most of the year they're staying pretty close to home. So I think regional is a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good twist.
And speaking of content creators, we get to be one.
That's right.
So in making sure we're being open and honest with people, so we are
Full
one
disclosure.
of the content creators, and we're very excited about it. And I can't wait to do more with you guys and give you some content.
Yeah, I think part of what I wanted to do was, and I think we've done a good job. There are some magazines, even like I'll say, like Girl Camper with Janine, that I think most people would think there would be some sort of competition. There isn't. And in and around content creators, I really don't see competition. What I really see is the content creators are really kind of the artist, and I'm the DJ with the radio station, and maybe I can help them kind of get to a new audience as we continue to grow these publications. And I just want people to know that I'm not trying to create like the Damien show or that it's all me and it's, I'm going to create this little bubble and everyone's going to be removed. It's the exact opposite. I mean, people can contribute and be involved a bit with it as much as they want to. If they have their own audience and their own channel and they just want to focus on that, that's fine too. We have no issue with that. But it was just something we really wanted to make sure that from the get-go, people could find people relate. Because honestly, the whole idea of RV today is just that, is encouraging people to RV today. And sometimes if you don't see yourself in others that are RVing, you don't think it's something that's possible for you. So I think it's really important for us to make sure. And I think we did a good job with the 50. Is actually, we always try to under promise deliver. It's actually 55 content creators. We still call it 50 because I just didn't want people to think that it was like 55 or older.
Right.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, And the other thing that I've seen in, and maybe because I'm one of the content creators and some of the wording that I've seen you use is the word community. That part of the goal with this magazine is to help build this RV community, which is, as you know, something that we really are trying to do here at the virtual campground. That's our whole goal, is to help people, if you're on the road, especially, I mean, some of the time or all of the time on the road, finding that and making connections on the road in that community. So that's important to you as well, right?
Without a doubt, and I think that's the if there was a magazine available both in print and digital, I think it's important to say print and digital because I think there are quite a few I would refer to as an e-zine. I don't try to call my podcast a radio station, so that's what I call it. It's a podcast, and I think to really qualify as a magazine, you need to be print and digital and at least more than 6 times a year. I've always kind of felt that way about magazines, a little old school that way. So I think we really will be the only magazine that is true's agenda is the RVer, the potential, like trying to figure out if RVing is for them, and then obviously the newbie and even someone that's been around for a while.
Yep.
There'd be something in there. I want to bring all those people together, and I
Yep.
think that magazines are a platform that does that. I think when I look around, I see the podcasts, I see the blogs, I see the video series, and I see it in all different little angles. I just don't see that in the magazines. The magazines, it's just the industry trying to tell the user what's important, and that's just not
Yep.
that's not what I want to read.
Yep,
Yep,
that's
no,
exactly
we
how we
agree.
have it segmented: dreamers, sometimers, and full timers. So we're on your same
Yeah.
page. Yep,
There
absolutely.
you go. A couple things to make sure too is that we are 8 issues a year. We're going to do 2 per season, which we thought was kind of important in this lifestyle, whether it's a hobby or full time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it really comes out to be about every 45 days, which is really nice. And again, it will be available in print and digital. And if you've followed us with Rootless Living, you saw what we started with, just kind of day one out the box. It was a decent magazine. I was really proud of it. I hadn't designed anything in about 10 years and learned that again. But I mean, the designer that we have for RV Today used to do Home and Gardens, worked for Meridian Publishing. So we've got an amazing staff that's out there really trying to find the best stories that we can really help, RV owners. And yeah, we're super excited. I mean, this week's been absolutely bananas.
That's bananas in a
awesome.
good way. That's
Yeah,
good.
right.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good. Yeah, no,
Congratulations.
we're excited to be part of RV Today, and we will have the links, and we have a discount for the folks that go through the link. Well, everybody that gets RV Today, but certainly we will have the links in the show notes so people can get the magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's $9.99. I think with your discount, it makes it $7.99. I think print ends up being $19.99, and then a print and digital is around $23.99
Okay.
with the discount that you're gonna provide. And then, yeah,
So
they're
very
locked and
reasonable.
loaded. That's it.
Yeah, reasonable and great information that you'll get on a very timely basis.
Yep. Damien, we can't thank you
Yeah.
enough for coming back on. Congratulations on the new magazine. And
Yes.
we wish you the best of luck.
Yes. Good luck.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
welcome.
it. Thank you.
Take care. All right, so that was some cool stuff
Yep.
from Damien.
Really nice guy.
Yeah, and the Rootless Living magazine is such a quality production. Beautiful design, beautiful photographs, really well done.
Yes, and so this one will be as well. And we are really excited to be content creators. We haven't provided content yet, except for just facts and figures for this first edition, but we're really excited. We're going to hopefully showcase some of your photographs and some of the places that we have been. So we're excited to share our information with his audience and have some of his audience come and experience us as well. So it should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. And speaking of that,
Speaking
and you've
of
heard,
fun.
so definitely in the show notes is the information to get a subscription to either or and whatever you want. And so we have today, we get to give one away. He was very kind enough to give us one to give away. And so
Is this a digital subscription or?
I think it's either one. That's
Either
a
one?
great question. I will verify, but I'm pretty sure. So
Okay. So,
the winner is Tom Kluzak. Yay,
Kuzak.
Tom!
Congratulations,
That's
Tom.
awesome. So
All right.
awesome. That's one of our new buddies from Camp Carpe Diem.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Very cool.
So yeah, that's very fun. Okay, so speaking of the subscription, I think that we put out a blog, which is what kind of started this whole idea of being able to give away presents and things, but talking about what to give at Christmas to RVers, because we have pretty limited space, so you don't want to give a whole lot of stuff.
Right.
But there are some things that are fun to give people, and we particularly like to do things that are experiential based. We've done that for years, even before we were in the RV.
Yeah.
So
rather than buy a bunch of gifts for our sons, we would spend that money going on a trip and showing them, having an experience of some
or if
sort.
they have a hobby that you really want to support,
Yeah.
then you would, like last year, our son was getting very interested in whiskey, and so we got him a book to help him learn more about whiskey instead of just drinking it, and to journal what he was learning about. And which reminds me, if you have a passion around beer, we have another giveaway, and this is one of my favorite things on the road. This is a book by our friends at Living a Stout Life.
It's a journal.
It's a journal, and I am quite religious about filling it out.
And this is the interesting thing about this is, I mean, there are apps that you can keep track of the beer and whatever that you experience on the road. But for those that love to write and have that experience of writing something in a book, this is a really cool tool. And every time we get out at a brewery, Deb's pulling that out of the Jeep and taking it in, and we're making copious notes.
And it was great because I was actually, when we saw friends last night, which I do include last night's Hop and Sting in here, but I was talking to April about one we had gone to that was not one of my favorites. Probably could put it in my bottom list, but I couldn't remember the name of it. But I pulled my book out, and there it was, and I could share with her what the name of it was and the beers. But so April and Ken said we could give away a journal and
not our journal.
No, you don't want ours.
Well,
but a fresh one for you.
We had to leave the Rocky Mountain region because we had no more pages in that region of the book. So
there's some pages in the back for wherever you are, so we can add in there. But yeah, we are kind of losing it on that side. So okay, here you go. Here is the winner of the journal,
Living a Stout Life,
and and I think they also
journal,
get a
craft beer adventure. Okay, cool. Danny Jameson, congratulations, Danny. Assume that's Danny. You get the journal.
Yay,
That's
Danny!
Fun. Hope you like beer, or hope you know someone that likes beer.
So what are some other things that people can give away? What are you guys thinking about giving away or giving for Christmas, and that maybe are a little more experiential? Like Benton Downs, the workshops are a great experience. We just had one, as we were mentioning earlier, at Caddo Lake, and some of the ladies there were talking about coming to future workshops. And I think that was one of the things that they talked about was it's a great gift to give someone to take them along. Because if they're wanting to learn more about photography, you have professional photographers there to teach them. Plus, you get to go to a cool place and see it and take photographs of it.
Yeah, someone that knows the area and can guide you to the right spots. And that there's nothing new about that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I think from a RVer's perspective, also there's just something simple like Harvest Host and Boondockers Welcome. Just forcing yourself, so to speak, to use those memberships, getting a membership and then using those memberships, because that opens you up to a completely different kind of RV experience.
Absolutely.
We've had some great experiences at Harvest Host and Boondockers Welcome.
Yes, both of them. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, first of all, I want to say hi to Joanne 1000, number 1000.
Wow. Yeah.
Haven't seen you all, Joanne, so glad to see you.
Great to see you, Joanne.
And Wandering Zethophile. Okay, I'm sorry, you're going to have to tell me who that is. Because it says they hung out.
Well,
we hung out with them in Montana.
Montana, wow.
So I would like to know who that is.
Yeah.
And that
Cool
is a
name.
very cool name, yes. So in our chat, we love it when people are talking to us in the chat. And Larry, as you had turned in earlier, you would know we're at Mom's house.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, okay. And then, I have to share with y'all my cool, I don't think you can see my
I have to
cool.
get closer to the camera.
Cool.
There
You can't see
you go.
that.
Let it focus.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're cool fingernails. They have holiday lights on them, so being all festive. But there's others. There's like Santa Claus ones. These have penguins. And then you can do just colors too. But this is our next prize.
All of those?
Not all of these. No, these are eyeball for me. No, but we Marcia Hopper, who's one of our favorite friends and was with us last night at Hop and Sting. She is an RVer who works from her RV and is being featured right now in the marketplace page on the virtual campground, where you can go and find other RVers who have businesses that you can support, so you can buy local. But Marcia gave us a $25 gift card that somebody can use to spend, and so that is the next prize winner.
That's going to be fun for someone who likes
nails.
Yeah.
Hopefully so. Watch, it'll be a man. That'll be good. He can
Well,
give it to his wife
maybe a
for
nice
a
stocking
significant
stuffer
other.
for the spouse. Or,
Joanne collects penguins. Maybe it'd be cool if you won.
oh,
You could order.
they're
The 25 means you can order whatever you want. Oh my God! No, seriously, I did not do that. I didn't.
Just to prove that
I didn't.
we're not,
Honest people, I just
I don't know
pulled
if
it
you
out.
can see that, but it's Joanne. No, you can't see that. Joanne, who collects penguins, now has a gift certificate.
That
for
was. I promise that wasn't
Color
rigged.
Street.
That was kind of creepy. Okay. That was a little nerve-wracking.
No, that's where Johnny. That's where I was going with penguins. You have to keep they're messy, and you have to keep the house really cold. It's got to be a pain.
Funny. But they're cute if you have stuffed ones.
Congratulations, Joanne, on the gift certificate. That's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. All right, and then if y'all watched us, you probably saw earlier this year we did a show with the Loves. And they had a new book out called RV Hacks.
Yep,
so they also donated a book to us to give away. So it's RV Hacks. It's like 400 ways to live better and safer and have more fun on the road.
We forgot our book. We could hold it up.
So, yes. So I know timing is everything, Larry. It's crazy. How funny is that?
Do they need to be present to win? I guess
no,
not.
they don't have to be present to win. Okay. Person that won the book is...
Sharon and Aaron. Oh, what a musical couple. Sharon
and Aaron.
Winner
they won the book.
The RV Hacks book.
That's right. That's exactly
RV
right.
Love.
Yep. And then the next prize is you're modeling who you were, and then on the interview you're probably modeling better. The book, and we have T-shirts on the virtualcampground.com/store.
Yes.
You can go and see what we have, and we are going to give a gift certificate to someone so they can buy a T-shirt or a hat, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So you can display your own love of the virtual campground.
That's right.
And that person is...
Amanda Davila. Sorry, Amanda, if I'm butchering your name. Amanda Davila.
Also my bad handwriting. But yes, congratulations, Amanda.
Yeah.
Okay, Wandering Zethophile says Zethophile. Zethophile means lover of beer. That's so many people.
Mm-hmm.
It's Scott.
Oh, Scott. No, the Scott?
Well, apparently the Scott that we met in Montana.
Oh, how funny. Okay.
It's not Chippy.
No, well, that's who I thought you meant when you said Scott.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, cool.
Another Scott.
Yeah.
Hi, Scott.
Well, we're glad you're here. Any lover of beer is a lover of ours.
And are you still in Montana? Because Britton posted some beautiful pictures from Big Fork as they're getting ready for Christmas. She mentioned that it looked like a Hallmark movie, and it really kind of did.
That whole elves thing that they do.
It's very cute.
Big Fork, yeah, it's really cool. That's a
Big
cool
Fork
town.
was a cool town. Yeah, we're gonna bring you more information on Big Fork in 2022 too, because we just had the best time there.
Yeah, great people,
really
great town.
Yes. Okay.
Right,
and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more prize to go. It was months ago. And that is the Harvest Host membership. You were talking about that earlier about how great that is, and it's a great experience.
Of experiences,
yes, exactly. Yeah. And they gave us a 1 year, and if you're already a member, it'll just add a year to your membership.
This is the basic membership, if I recall, or is it? The basic membership for Harvest Hosts. Really great program.
Yes. Okay. So you can pick from there.
This feels like a good one. Cecilia of RV Therapy.
Awesome. So, congratulations, Cecilia.
I assume that's Cecilia. So congratulations. You win a car. No, wait.
No.
You win Harvest Host membership.
Yes. No cars or RVs here today. Not yet.
One day we'll be giving away a car.
No, we'd give away an RV. That would make more sense.
That's true.
That would make more sense.
Okay.
And you're right.
That's why you're the brains of the operation.
There's got to be something. I've got to be something. All right. Well, anything else? No, Larry, you didn't win.
No, I'm sorry, Larry. Well, I don't think so. I mean, I think that's really it as far as what we were going to do on the show.
Oh, I had a trivia question I wanted to share. Okay, I thought this was kind of fun. What company is I think they're number 2 behind NASA as far as the user of helium? Yeah. Well, think about what week we are in. Thanksgiving week.
Turkeys are the user of helium.
No, it's a company.
Oh.
Does anybody know?
Well, I don't know what the delay is here, so.
It could be a while.
It could be a while. Well,
should have asked that earlier.
People are frantically.
No, Goodyear. That kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But no. Mm-mm.
People are frantically.
But you're on the
Googling.
right track there, Larry.
Oh, blimps?
Not blimps, but
Macy's.
yes.
Oh, wow.
Macy's. That's exactly right.
How funny.
All the balloons.
Those are helium-powered balloons?
Most of them, yes.
Huh.
Isn't that fun?
That is fun.
Because the Macy's Day Parade is
That
on Thursday.
Truly trivial.
Depends on your perspective. Depends on your perspective.
So we have so much to do in 2022. It's already a packed year, right?
Yes.
I mean, all the things that we're talking about doing,
Yes.
the content we're talking about creating, the places we're talking about going, maybe Camp Garbe DM happening. Get in touch with us, Asheville George. We need to talk to you. So lots of stuff going on, but it's been a pretty amazing year this year.
It
So
has
we are
been, and we want to
very
really say
thankful
how
for you.
grateful we are to everybody in the virtual campground community. You guys have really blessed us in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's been astonishing when we get to meet you on the road and when you reach out and respond to my weekly emails. That makes my heart sing. So we love it.
Yep.
And how active you are on postings, anything that you do. And of course, whenever you support us through purchasing, fix it yourself, or using one of our links, we really appreciate every single thing you're doing. And we hope that we can continue to support you guys and your journey on the road. And let us know if there's something you would like to see.
Yep.
Because one of the many, many things we're doing in this month is some brainstorming about what 2022 is going to bring us. We're probably going to see some changes with some of the channels we do, like this.
Yeah.
This at YouTube. We'll still have a YouTube channel, but
Yeah.
we're looking at what that's going to look like.
Maybe chopping it up a little bit and not having one big show. We're still
Still
kicking around some
brainstorming
ideas.
it. Definitely want to continue with the live chats though,
Mhm.
but maybe have some of them where we actually can see your face. We've talked about that before. So just working on some different ideas that we can roll out and do. If you are interested in anything in particular, please, like I said, let us know.
let us know.
Deborah at the virtual campground, always there for you. And
Yeah, so thank you. I think that's it. The only other thing is, as far as I can tell, is the closing slideshow. And I hate to do this. Oh, you had something else?
I have one more.
One more thing. Okay, go.
I have one more gift I want to give away.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I want to give away another TVC shirt.
Oh, yes. This is a great idea. Okay, so there's
We've
one
been keeping
person-
track, sort of. No.
Yeah, we have a naughty and nice list, and so we
And if you're
checked
naughty,
it.
you're on our list.
We-
But it's a good list.
We've checked it twice, and there's one person that is consistently in the chat and
has
just
won the
being-
most internet points.
Yeah, won the most internet points.
Hands
has
down.
always been very supportive of us, and we truly appreciate this person. And they were with the virtual campground when Liz had it, and they came on with us, and they have been so involved, and we deeply appreciate Johnny Lightning for
Yes,
all that
Johnny.
you have done for us. So we're going to send you a gift certificate for some TVC merch, and hope you wear it proudly, and we sincerely appreciate
Yes.
you and your support.
Yes, we do. And so that, and also tells everybody else they can, keep accruing those internet points.
Oh, yeah,
They
you never
might
know.
win something.
You never know when the internet points will come into play. I don't know.
You never know. All right. So you have something else before the outro?
No, I was just going to
Okay.
say the outro. And I just wanted to apologize really because we're here in Thanksgiving, And I don't want to wish Thanksgiving away, but I just don't have a lot of Thanksgiving related
We
photos.
don't take a lot of pictures of
And
turkeys.
this is our last show of the year.
Yeah.
So
It might be in Facebook, but the last live.
so, So the last YouTube live. So I just put together some Christmas related photos, and so the outro will be just some of our Christmas photos. So.
Joanne supports that Johnny won. She's been tracking internet points too, I'm sure. So Johnny, hopefully that made your day. Merry Christmas to everybody ahead of time, and very much happy Thanksgiving. We hope that you get to spend it with loved ones and you have a wonderful dinner.
Happy New Year and all that. So thanks
We'll see ya
for
soon.
being on the virtual campground. Till we see you in person one day.
See you around the campfire.